Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. As you know, there are many styles within a genre that you can take. A great example are dark fantasy titles that love to make things more twisted as you play. Here are some examples of that. Let me know in comments if I missed out on any games that should be included. By tapping on like and subscribe button, you can help me and my channel in many ways. So don't forget to do that. Hope you enjoy this video. There once was a kingdom full of life and prosperity, but its time ended when a cursed rainfall turned its inhabitants into monsters. The place, known as Land's End, has no life upon it save for the monsters. That is until a woman named Lily awakens and starts a journey to free the land from its chains. To do so, she must fight the monsters she meets along the way. But in a twist, once she defeats them, she can free them from their bindings and they'll help her on her quest. Lily's powers can be tailored to suit your needs. So pick your playstyle and journey across the kingdom. All series must end, and Dark Souls 3 was a worthy end to one part of From Software's history. The game concluded everything built up in the previous games and delivered satisfying challenges for the dedicated and worthy. Let's face it, these games are built for those who don't mind getting pummeled into oblivion over and over again. Between the main game and the DLC, there are plenty of bosses to fight, places to explore, and content to unlock. So what kind of immortal will you be by the time your quest ends? Jump into the game and find out! In Remnant from the Ashes, the world as you know it is gone. Beings from another dimension came to Earth and wiped out most of humanity. Those that are left are now in an endless struggle for survival. Their only hope is through their technology, which allows them to go to new worlds and dimensions. Through that ability, they'll gain resources, learn the truth about their oppressors, and slowly fight back against the enemy. The more you fight, the more loot you'll get. Use it to craft an arsenal of weapons to take down anyone in your way and reclaim the planet. In many ways, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice was a huge departure for From Software. The game was set in Japan during the 1500s and was not a freshly crafted fantasy world, but don't let that fool you. The game is full of dark fantasy references and styles. For example, you play a warrior who disgraced themselves and yet was brought back to life through mystic means. Your new goal in life is to protect a young lord, but when they are captured, you go on a quest of vengeance to save them and hopefully restore your honor in the process. Kill enemies with brutal swordplay and stealth, and do whatever it takes to complete your mission. In Grim Dawn, humanity is on its last legs, and you are one of the few that can tip the balance in your species' favor. But to do so, you must become a powerful warrior and venture across a land of enemies. One of the unique aspects of the game is being able to combine classes to create something special. For example, will you fuse multiple powerful classes to become an unstoppable force? Or will you fuse magic and might to become a well-balanced fighter? Add that to the hundreds of skills and items you can get, the multiplayer components, and literal world building, and you'll have plenty to do. Now we'll look at From Software's most recent title, which won Game of the Year awards from multiple parties. The title sold so much that even From Software was amazed that it did that well. Naturally, we're talking about Elden Ring, a dark fantasy setting full of gods and monsters, a challenging yet robust gameplay loop, but this game is so special because of the open world you can travel through. You can take things on at the pace you want, ensuring that you can return to it later if you struggle with something. What happens when the fate of an empire rests on the shoulders of a handful of warriors? You're about to find out in Warhammer Vermintide 2. The game builds upon everything that occurred in the first game, including the overwhelming brutality that fans loved. In the sequel, the Churos army has teamed with the hordes of Skavens and is attempting to overrun the last city of the empire. You and your friends must team up in a grand co-op experience that'll push your teamwork abilities to the test. Pick your warrior, then kill everything that isn't your friends. Keep an eye on one another and pick them up when they're down. Because if you all fall, everyone loses. Bloodborne is arguably the biggest and darkest fantasy title that From Software have done so far, which is saying something given the other games we discussed. But when you enter this world, you understand why it towers above the rest. The game is set in Yharnam, a dark gothic city where nightmares are everywhere, and they're looking for you. You're searching for answers, but answers don't come easily here. Search the world for its darkest monsters, and slay them with twisted weapons. Will you find the answers you seek? Or be another stain on the wall? Play the game and find out.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
In most RPGs, the biggest worry you face is your characters dying in battle. But in Darkest Dungeon, they take a much darker approach to things. Because in the nightmare world of the title, you'll assemble a group of odd characters and take them on various adventures to twisted places full of threats. It is your job to keep them healthy physically and mentally. The affliction system will have your party feel the weight of every adventure, and if you don't help them, they'll break. So will you be able to conquer this dark world? Or will this dark world conquer you?
Look for her. She's here.
When you win awards for your dark and twisted storyline and characters, you know you're doing something right. Hellblade's Senua's sacrifice takes you on the mental and emotional journey rooted within Senua. She has lost her lover and is desperate to get him back. To do so, she must face psychological trials and horrors that will test her to the brink. The team behind the game studied mental health in various ways to depict a fair and logical, yet fantastical approach to what Senua is going through. The game was a surprise hit and has a sequel coming soon enough. So get the first game and experience what the hype was about.